With the release of her new book, Counting On's Jinger Duggar shares what it was like to reflect on the journey she went on to write it. She had to revisit many unpleasant memories revolving around her brother Josh Duggar to tell her story. After Josh's multiple scandals that shook up the Duggar family, he was finally sentenced to prison for his crimes last year, and the rest of his family has been dealing with it ever since. In an interview with Us Weekly, Jinger spoke about how difficult it was to write her book, Becoming Free Indeed, and having to relive some of those horrible memories of Josh to get her message out. She admitted, "It's definitely been so tough and sad, I just continue to pray that his heart will be changed." Jinger said she realized there was a need for her book and for her story to be told in a truthful way. She knew it would be a stressful process, but knowing that her book could be comforting to other people in similar scenarios helped her push through and share the more difficult things. Counting On's Jinger Duggar hopes her unique story helps others. As for where she stands on her brother Josh, Jinger has made it clear that she is grateful for the justice system. Josh was convicted in December 2021 on 2 counts of receiving and possessing child pornography. Then in May 2022, he was sentenced to 12.5 years in prison. Jinger said, "People will always let us down and fail us. It just takes so much time to work through in your mind and process everything." Before these crimes even came to light, it had been revealed in 2015 that Josh also molested 5 girls when he was 14 and 15 years old. Some of the victims of those crimes even turned out to be his very own sisters. With the Duggars being in the public eye since 2009 with the debut of 17 Kids and Counting, which eventually became 19 Kids and Counting, navigating a scandal as large as this one was never going to be easy. Jinger found that even though it was one of the hardest things she has ever done, she hopes that her taking a chance and being vulnerable about her experience will be able to help others. Writing a book can be a great coping mechanism and is one that a lot of people have used over the years to not only share their stories but also to process their trauma as they hash everything out. This is definitely something that Jinger is doing by telling her story. Becoming Free Indeed will share stories that Jinger has never told before, and even though she grew up in an abnormal household that got her family their own TLC shows, others might be able to relate it to her on some level. From 17 Kids and Counting to their most recent show, Counting On, the Duggars have an interesting story and a lot of different perspectives the story could come from. While justice may have been served with Josh, that does not mean that everything just goes back to normal for the rest of his large family. From Jinger to everyone else, they will hopefully find healthy and meaningful ways to cope with the actions of their brother and son. Sources: Us Weekly, Jinger Duggar, Instagram.
My heart returns to